Hi everyone, I'm Harry. I'm here at head office, and today I've got Mark Tucker with me, who is head of footwear.
Hi Harry.
So we're here to talk about waterproof membranes and waterproof footwear in our boots, aren't we?
Yep, absolutely.
So where do we start?
Well, it starts all with a membrane, basically, but there are so many different components to footwear, as we know, at least 120, that it's not just down to the membrane. Obviously, if you just have a membrane with nothing protecting it, it's going to get damaged very easily. And this, you can see, is a bootie.
So what's a bootie?
Basically, the bootie, as it suggests, it's a full bootie, whereas you do find a lot of waterproof footwear will have what they call a drop liner, and all that means is it's waterproof to that level, and then it's got it's non-waterproof underneath the sole. So this gives you a much better guarantee of waterproofness and long-term waterproofness.
So by making it a waterproof bootie, it's waterproof throughout the whole boot shape of the shoe?
Yeah, you could kind of say you've got a 360 degree waterproofness, and we only have one strip of tape which runs from, obviously you can see there, the length of the bootie.
So does that help the waterproofness as well, with it being just one?
Yeah, absolutely. There's less chance of any weak points of it coming away in time. There's less potential weak points, like I say, really.
Okay. And does it help with it being underneath as well?
Yeah, for sure. Because if you don't have it underneath, you've just got a much bigger risk of it coming in through the top of the sole, which where it joins to the actual upper. So having it all round your foot, you've got a much better chance of it staying waterproof.
Okay. How is the tape attached?
It's a heat sealed. It just goes through a machine that applies it, and then what we do is we do 100% test all our booties. So this will actually get clamped once it's finished, and put air put into it, and then it'll go into the water. And if we see any bubbles or anything, it gets taken out. It either gets repaired, tested again, or it gets thrown away. So like I said, it's 100%.
Is tested completely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's too much of a risk. If the consumer wants to buy a waterproof boot, it has got to be waterproof. Absolutely got to be waterproof.
So do we use this bootie in all of our footwear?
We have two types of bootie. We have something slightly different in the edge point, which is kind of the entry level, low level walking shoes, which is more of a standard bootie, which still gives you really good waterproofness. But what we use above that is something called flame laminated, which is this one. And how it works is you kind of get the two rolls. So you get the actual membrane, and then you get what it laminates to. It comes on two huge rolls. And if you think of a newspaper printer press where they're rolled together, and this literally has a flame in between it, so it melts them together. What that's doing is it's less glue, so more breathable, and again less glue, so it's a sleeker, slimmer appearance on the shelf, and it's more consistent, and it's more environmentally friendly as well. You don't have swathes of glue getting painted onto it, which is not good for all sorts of reasons. The only place we put glue in is on the toe and on the heel, because obviously you have to have it attached to the upper. And when you think the toe and the heel, on the heel you've got a big, what you call heel counter, which is molded, so it's not breathable anyway. But on the toe you have either rubber or an abrasion, which as well isn't breathable. So the fact that it's cemented at these 2 points means that you're going to get the breathability that you get from the rest of the boot. And this gives you an idea as well. You can see how much goes into the upper, all the stitching, all the detail. So it's critical to have a good quality bootie in there, so you're not going to get the leaking. And obviously we use a DWR on all the outside of our boots, which is the durable water repellency, as you know, just to allow the water to shed off, to bead off easily, and for muck not to get attached.
So it's easier to clean with the DWR as well?
It absolutely is, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't treat them. You need to look after your shoes, the outer of your shoes.
Here's the killer question: how often do you treat them?
How often do you use them? It's a difficult one,
yeah.
And a lot of that is you've just got to consider how often you're using them, where you're using them. You need to dry them properly as well. Don't dry footwear, especially leather footwear, next to a heat source, because it will damage the leather. like when you go on the sunbed too often, obviously.
I know, well, obviously.
Yes, and a good way of drying your footwear is newspaper. Stuffing newspaper in there really does help.
Not an oven,
Definitely not an oven.
which I've had in the past.
Yeah, that would be highly unrecommended.
Microwave?
Microwave, no?
Definitely not. I think it would blow up.
So, other common question as well is, it's fully waterproof, we've said, it's fully breathable, gives you all the protection, like we said, from any element. One of the common questions which we all get in store is, water still getting in, how's that happening?
Coming over the top of your boot, maybe.
And is that through, what is that? Is that lack of treatment? Is that...
Well, a lot of the time is you can see the booty only goes to a certain height. If you are plunging through puddles and rivers and everything, it can get through the top of the boot. But also you've got to consider if you're going through wet grass, it's one of the worst things to actually take a DWR off.
Oh, so it literally peels the DWR away?
It's the flicking motion of the
Right.
grass. And if you use the wrong materials, the moisture can wick over the top. So we make sure we won't use a wicking material on the laces and on the upper, so there's no chance of it coming over like that, which can happen with footwear. But we make sure that the whole shoe it passes all the tests, all the wet flex tests. We get everything, like I say, DWR. The materials are all tested. We'll have Martindale, so that abrasion test as well.
Okay.
You know, it goes through rigorous testing.
Right. Well, I've learned a lot today. I hope you have as well. Is there anything else?